Thanks everybody for being here today. I hope that you're having a good morning, night, afternoon, wherever you are. But it's our weekly FireStride Chat. We've got some fun updates for you this week. We have a couple things happening in all different parts of the Stride world that we'll talk to you about. I think that I will invite Aiden to share a little bit about what's going on the more technical side, and the more app facing side of Stride things, and then I'll take the mic for a bit and share with you a couple updates from the community world. And then at the very end, we can take questions. You can raise your hand and ask questions throughout. You can type your questions, whatever works for you. But know that we're listening as we go. But yeah, I'll pass the mic to Aiden, and he can get us started, maybe by chatting with us a bit about the upgrade that happened this morning, and we can go from there.
Cool. Thanks, Summer. Yeah, so the 14th Stride upgrade went live this morning, V14. It's actually kind of wild. This was the 14th upgrade in a year. So Stride's 1 year anniversary is coming up on September 4th in just a few days. And to have 14 upgrades in a year is, I think, unprecedented. I don't know if any other blockchain has ever had so many software upgrades in a year. Definitely not in Cosmos. It was kind of funny. Stride had its V12 upgrade in July, and I think the Cosmos had its V12 upgrade in July around the same date. So my guess is these will slow down eventually, but the past year has been a flurry of upgrades. And this is the 14th one. So there were a bunch of pretty big features that went in this upgrade. The biggest one by far is adding LSM support. So LSM is the liquid staking module, and uh, the LSM needs to be added, or LSM support needs to be added in two places. So LSM is being added to the Cosmos Hub on September 13th. It's coming up in a few weeks. I think the voting period might have just passed. So the whatever number upgrade the Cosmos Hub is on now, V13 or something like that. LSM will go live on the Cosmos Hub. And Stride, of course, needs to add support for LSM because now if you are an Atom staker, you can turn your Atom stake into a liquid staking token on the Cosmos Hub. But it's not a Stride liquid staking token like STAtom. It's specific to your validator. However, you can deposit that liquid staking token, that LSM token, on Stride in exchange for STAtom. So Stride needs to understand how to handle all of these different LSM tokens. But the end outcome is that in just about 2 weeks, if you're an Atom staker, you'll be able to go instantly from Atom stake to STAtom. So that's pretty cool. So that was the biggest one. There's a few other smaller features. So Stride is it added an Oracle module. So it's going to export some key protocol variables to other chains like Osmosis. And this will allow the lending caps to be higher for ST tokens like STAtom on lending protocols like Mars, if they can consume some of these internal Stride parameters. So a bit of a technical update, but basically it makes lending ST tokens a bit safer on other chains. So Mars and maybe Umi can raise the lending caps for ST tokens. There's some airdrops coming up. So Umi, Som, Comdex, and Objective are all launching next week. And then there were some upgrades to vesting code. So that's a quick overview. By far the biggest feature was LSM.
That's super cool, Aiden. Thanks for talking to us a little bit about the V14 upgrade. I think I personally confused. What were you saying about this secondary token? You said that there's going to be a liquid stake token, but it's not going to be a regular ST token. Like it's an LSM token connected to a validator. What do I have to do with this token? How do I get this token? What do I do with it?
Yeah, so the way that you get it, this will all be on Stride's front end when LSM is live. So you can kind of think of these LSM tokens infrastructure. They're not really meant to be used by like end users. Whereas with STAtom, you have like a token and you can take it to a lending protocol and lend it out. You can trade it. There's all these things you can do. With LSM tokens, they're actually unique to your account and a validator. So they're not really fungible. It's more like holding an NFT. Um, but DeFi protocols don't understand how to consume these NFTs. Like you couldn't go and sell this NFT on Osmosis because there's no market for it. You couldn't go lend it out on Umi because Umi doesn't know how much it's worth. So long story short, to get the LSM token, there will just be a button on Stride's front end. So you'll be able to go and liquid stake, but instead of liquid staking Atom, you can press a toggle and you'll run through a different flow. And the flow looks roughly like this. You select the validator that you're staking to. You enter how much Atom you want to liquid stake. And then under the hood, your staked Atom will be converted to LSM tokens. And then you transfer the LSM tokens to Stride to be deposited. So you're just like throughout this flow, you're just clicking through buttons on Stride's front end. And then when the LSM tokens are deposited on Stride, you get some ST Atom. So under the hood, just to repeat the process, under the hood, you take your staked Atom, you turn it into LSM tokens, you transfer the LSM tokens to Stride, and then you turn those into ST Atom. And it sounds a bit complex, but we've worked a lot on the UI and UX to make it feel super simple. So when you're actually running through this flow, it should be dead easy.
Awesome. That's super cool. Just to recap, my takeaway from like what the function of these tokens is, the LSM tokens are kind of ultimately the thing that it's kind of like the vehicle for how instant liquid stake or instant unstaking can take place, and this is something you guys have like worked to abstract away for the user, but essentially that's their function.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you like instantly unstake, and then you get a token representing your stake.
Oh, that's super exciting. I'm sure it'll be a really fun series of clicks for everybody for the next couple weeks as they get used to the new interface. Thanks for breaking that down for us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think honestly, this is going to be like the biggest user-facing feature on Stride that has launched since the initial launch, like a year ago. So it's going to be kind of cool. We were thinking about like different ways to sort of gamify this. One way, or like one fun kind of like game we were thinking of was you could have a dashboard where you have like a leaderboard and the oldest Atom wallet. So like the Atom wallet that's been staking the longest, that liquid stakes goes to the top of the leaderboard. So like if anyone has a really old Atom wallet with staked Atom, then they could liquid stake and like go to the top of this leaderboard. Or maybe you could make it like a competition, like winner gets a bad kit or something like that. But yeah, we should make this like maybe a question in Discord because I'm sure there's some interesting ways you could gamify this.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll source some good ideas for this, and we can definitely make this like something interactive for the community. Maybe we could jump into the discussion a little bit about ST SOM now that it's live.
Yeah, so SC Sonam went live on Monday, I believe. And how much did you talk about what Steam does last week? Did you cover that already?
Yeah, we got a chance to talk about like kind of just generally the layout of SOM and like the marketplace that it functions as, and what kind of vaults are, and sort of how those pair next to different ways of functioning within DeFi. But I think that we could probably talk a little bit more about like what the ST SOM token is going to look like in action.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'm sure as you guys talked about last week, Som is a platform that lets you run DeFi strategies on Ethereum. So you can deposit your ETH or other tokens to Som, and then strategists come up with DeFi strategies to help you earn yield. And the Som token is like the base L1 token of the Som network. It earns both Som yield, and I think it also earns real yield, but is converted back to Som before being distributed to stakers. So ST Som is the LST version of Som. I don't know exactly what the plans are for Som, but my guess is the goal is to get it listed as collateral on Umi and possibly Nitron. And the Som airdrop will be launching sometime next week. So if you're a Som staker at the snapshot of height, then you'll be able to claim your STRD airdrop.
Thanks, Aiden. I appreciate that. I see Moons is typing. Made the Psalm snapshot here. That's exciting. Congrats. Um, I think maybe if you guys want, maybe now is a good time if you are thinking about anything specific to ST-SOM and this new integration and or just any curiosities or thoughts you have connected to it. Feel free to share those now. I think we'll probably like keep moving forward to talk about some other integration discussions and some other community updates. But yeah, if there's anything on your mind, feel free to share it now. Does Somalia have plans for protocol-owned ST-SOM liquidity? That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think they do, but I think someone on our team has been talking to them about this. I'm not sure exactly where it stands right now, but I think long story short, they do have plans for this.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Maybe we can, if people have anything else on their mind, go ahead and share if you want, but we can move on. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the ST Juno prop that is up. If you would like to talk about that, Aiden, kind of what your, not necessarily like your stance, but like where did this come from?
Oh yeah, let me pull this up. So I think the context here was there was a Juno proposal a few months ago for a protocol on liquidity. And what happened here was the Juno community pool deployed SC Juno on Osmosis. And then SC Juno was listed as collateral on UMI. And I think this ask is it looks like for an additional 1 million Juno to be deployed to the SC Juno pool. And this would raise the cap, hopefully, on UMI. I actually have not been super close to this, so I don't think I can give a detailed update on this proposal. But that's the very high level, and it looks like John has put a proposal on Commonwealth. So if you're interested in more of the details, they're on Commonwealth.
Yeah, I'll drop the link to you guys too in case you're curious about what we're referencing. You can also see a little bit of discussion about this on our official Twitter. There's a thread kind of introducing not yeah, kind of introducing this prop and just people have already taken the liberty to share their different opinions on the topic. So yeah, go explore the conversation if that's something that you're curious about. That's a good little meme memes. Um, cool. Aiden, is there anything else that's happening in our like kind of yeah, like our web of integrations or anything upcoming that you feel like is particularly exciting that you'd want to share before we sort of switch gears and start talking a little bit about community stuff?
I don't think so. I think the main things that are coming up are SC Song. We talked about that. This SC Juno POL, and then possibly the caps being raised on Mars due to the ICA Oracle stuff. So Stride is going to export some of its internal variables, which should make lending a bit safer. But those are the main things happening right now. I think by far the biggest thing that we've been focusing on has been LSM and adding support for that. So that's going to be like the really big thing this month.
Thank you for giving us kind of like a run through of everything that's going on, especially the V14 upgrade. I feel like there's a lot to be excited about if you're a user and if you're anyone else right now. So yeah, but I'll take the mic for a little bit and chat with you guys a bit about some updates directly from the community and our department. I don't know if you guys were able to check out the announcement that I posted yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago. But the Stride merch voting contest results are out. So thank you to everybody who did go ahead and submit their vote for which Stride merch you thought was the coolest. I also thought it was really kind of people who participated in the form to share ideas about ways they thought the merch designs could be improved in a cool way. We actually took some of those ideas and definitely applied them. So know that when you share your ideas like that, sometimes they really will come to life, which is exciting. So Before the merch raffle winners, I will contact on my own to connect with them about how I can get mailing addresses for them to so we can send them merch. But that will happen a few weeks from now. We have not put in the order. Things are, this is a longer process, but I'll let you guys read the merch raffle winners from the announcement. But just to let you know what designs won, of course, the classic pink stride bucket hat is back in action. This time, new and improved stride font, same color. We love the color though, so that's great for me. Um, the second winning design, there were a couple different baseball cap options. The design that won was the pink faded baseball cap, so it's kind of a little bit it's got like a bit of a hipster vibe to it, was my take on that. And this has also got the Stride logo across the front of it. And both t-shirts won because there was a tie. Exactly 50% of people voted for each of them. So we thought that they were both cool, which is why we gave them to you guys as options. So we are gonna go ahead and print both of them. And that is the burgundy t-shirt with the pink Stride logo across the front. And there is also a white t-shirt that we are going to have a small Stride logo on it with the superhero design on the back. I know these are all just words right now, hard to visualize if you didn't see the form, but I will share pictures of these winning designs in an announcement once we do have everything ordered. So hopefully that's exciting. As far as availability of this merch on like the Stride website, things like that, that is not a conversation that we have really explored behind the scenes yet. So right now the plan for this merch being available is for it to be particular to Cosmoverse at first, but we really do hope to make our merch and, repping Stride available to our greater community. So we'll definitely keep you posted as we figure out how we can kind of distribute this in a more expanded way. But we're not there yet. Let me check the little chat, see if there's anything happening in the chat. I accidentally exited my with the FireStride chat where it shows everybody's faces and everything. So I'm looking at something, one of the wrong channels right now. There we go. I'm back. Okay. Will Stride have any big announcements for Cosmoverse? There's the chat. Ooh, great question. Probably. I mean, I guess we have to wait until Cosmoverse to see though. Who can say? Um, but some other some other fun stuff from the community world. We kind of on the same Cosmoverse topic. This is just like a pre-announcement, but we are going to have a kind of art NFT Cosmoverse competition. I just dropped 3 buzzwords at you. My buzzwords were art, NFT, and Cosmoverse. Okay, so think of how those 3 things could fit together in a world. There is going to be a competition that is available to the Stride user community in the 2 weeks leading up to Cosmoverse. If you're an artist or a content creator of some kind, this will be an especially fun opportunity for you. I'm not going to share a ton of details right now. I will share more details next week when we have everything a little bit more planned in detail, but just know that there's going to be a fun way for the community to engage and show off their art skills and have some sort of visibility from the Stride side at Cosmoverse through this competition. Yeah, more details to come in the announcements channel in the coming week. And last but not least, I wanted to share with you guys, if you have not already seen it, we have a Stride community homepage, community.stride.zone. And here we've added a pretty comprehensive tutorial hub that the support lab team has been working on alongside me for the past couple weeks. We have about, I think as of today, 10 new tutorials. I'm going to drop the link directly to you guys right here in our lounge. This is publicly available to everybody already, but this is the direct link to all of our tutorials. So if there are integrations of Strides that you have not yet become familiar with, use our hub. This is a great opportunity for you to do so. There's going to be about 5 more tutorials coming in the next few days. So stay tuned and just know that if you have ideas for ways that you want to see your ST tokens in action that you don't fully understand because it's not represented by a tutorial yet, just talk to one of us. We're always trying to create new resources. And by one of us, I mean someone on the Stride community team, new resources for people to use so they can be more successful using their ST tokens in DeFi. So thanks for listening. I know I said a lot of things. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have. That's everything from me, from the community side. Yeah, it's your guys' turn. You should ask questions now. I'm curious. What are you thinking about out there in the world? How soon will LSM be ready on Stride after the hub upgrade?
LSM is ready on Stride today. So as soon as the hub upgrades, everything will work. But yeah, it's ready to go.
Going once, I'm gonna ask anybody else have anything on their mind, anything related to the upgrade, ST SOM, ST Juno, community things, whatever could be on your mind. Speak now or speak next week. Have you heard anything about any other chains adopting the liquid staking module?
Yeah, I think persistence does have it. It's going in the SDK, so eventually all chains will have it. It'll be up to them whether they turn it on. They could, of course, disable LSM. But for now, my guess is it'll just be the Cosmos Hub, and then LSM will go maybe in the next version of the SDK, like 50 or something like that, or maybe a higher version. And then once chains upgrade their SDK version, then they'll get LSM out of the box.
Okay, guys, don't have any further questions here. Thanks, Moons. You are awesome with your contributions always. And everybody else, thank you guys for being here. I think if there's nothing else on anyone's mind, I'm sure it will come to you later and you can message in the general chat. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. We really always enjoy chatting with you and having people to kind of share our first pieces of information, alpha, whatever you want to call it, with. So we'll see you in here next week. I'm really glad that you find the time valuable because so do we. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And message in the general chat if you need anything. Your resources are everywhere around you. Take care.
Thanks, Summer. See ya.
See ya.